All right, as always, here's the risk disclosure. Trading futures is risky. Know what you're doing before you do it, and you can lose all your money. Also, this live stream is not financial advice. It is for educational purposes only, and the live stream is not intended to copy my trades. Good morning, everybody. Yes, it is cold. Morning. 2 degrees. Whew, man. North Texas, yeah. With that wind chill, it's got to be in the negative. Because even all the way down here, our wind chill is in the single digits. I think it's like 17 or 18 degrees. My phone says 17 where I am. Yeah, same here. Made sure pipes were wrapped and all that good stuff, and the old trick of leaving the water running. So I was curious what the volume and liquidity would look like today, and it's actually kind of where it's been all week. A little bit on the lower side for volume, but I mean, it's not horrible. So we have some high impact news at 8:30. So might be able to get something today. Hey, Nikita. Yeah, that's so that's actually not attached to my chart. It's the order book from Rhythmic. I just displayed it through the software that I use to show my tick P&L for everybody to see, because since I don't use a dollar P&L, I don't like to put that out there. As most of you know, I focus on ticks versus dollars. Hey, Todd. Yeah, Brandy, 32. I mean, that's typically that's cold for us too. So we haven't had this cold since when we had our big freeze in Texas. Yeah, that's usually our case too. Ooh, in Canada. Man. A storm with. Ooh, that's tough. So I am pointing out on the 30 tick chart here, this little area. If you could see right here, we had a mini magnet Paul, laid a ZOI right there on the same level, cluster just above it, but then when it came back down, laid another ZOI on that level, pulled back up to it, mini magnet ZOI again, cluster again. So it's telling me this level here is 08450 is an area just to keep an eye on for sure. And you see there was a wall there previously. Actually, that wall was a wall that I made a while back. Let's see. Yep. I made that wall a while back because that was either a TBS or an ICR. So as you can see, that's a Lori wall, except I made it based on the parameters she uses. So as you can see, it's pretty close. It's still an area. This cluster laid exactly on that wall. So if you don't have that wall and you trade NQ, I would put, because I don't think she ever placed a wall there. It's actually at 086. Right at about 086. Yeah. That's the wall that I put there. Wow, 48 to 60 inches of snow. That's incredible. We do have that news coming out at 8:30, so next 12, 13 minutes could be kind of what we're seeing here. Morning, stock trader. Ooh. I've heard some horror stories of cats and keyboards with trading before. Like, what is this human typing making this noise on that device? I must jump on it. We do have also a little bit further up. back here, it laid this mini magnet on this dynamic magnet. So that's typically going to be pretty strong. That happened right back here. So this little zone between about 08450 and right up here at about 111. Would kind of want it to break out of that little zone sometime. Morning, Vegas. All right, got about 9 minutes till this news. No, this LRE, no. We're in this little zone that I mentioned. We're in a 50 tick chop and let's see, 50 tick and there's a cluster on the 30 tick right now. Kind of waiting for it to see if we could break this little zone that I was mentioning. If it leaves this mini magnet and this closes down, could push us short if that happens. We need the price to go to 083.75 for the bar to close down, and then another 50 tick bar to close down right here. But then we have the chop here to the left. So yeah, plus this wasn't really much of a trend here. So need the market to trend. You can see on the 10 tick too, we're just kind of ugly. That's what I'm hoping, Dan. It's kind of my only hope for today. Got about 5-6 minutes till the news. 1 minute away, less than a minute away from entering the dark zone. Good old dark zone. High impact news. So, and with volume a little bit lower than usual, we're at 71,300. Normally at this time, we're anywhere from 80,000 to 120,000. So, I did a verbal poll once about music, and the majority ruled no music. Although it's Christmas in a couple days. Get a little Christmas music going. No Grinch here. Liquidity doesn't seem too bad either in the bars. Let's see. There we go. Got some orders in there. This bar is not great, but so that's this. You can see this is this is when some snipers can get skipped though, because you can see these 0 orders low. So, for example, if you placed an order in one of these price ranges like here, 0, you would have got skipped. You want to get skipped too bad though. But if you have a limit order of like with 1 or 2 tick offset on it, then you might get skipped. But also that's mainly why, not mainly, but a good reason why to trade YM or RTY if you're doing sniper trades. Nice, Brandy. Well, that's good. I mean, not good you missed the elite room, but good that there's a somewhat of an alternative. Yeah, I hate that I can't trade the open. But when I knew my schedule was going to change to what it is now, probably like a month before, I was like, let's see if I can do something only pre-market 1 hour before the open. And I've gotten so many accounts funded, and I've done very well with that 1 hour. So it is definitely possible. Thanks, John. Appreciate that. They're really good to go back and review too. I mean, I do it every day. Literally, that's part of my routine, to be honest. Once I get done trading and I get settled in for the rest of the day where I am, I go back and I watch the video. To see how the market conditions were. I always relate it to like an athlete going back and watching film. Basketball player or quarterback or something, going back and watching their game film. All right, less than 3 minutes till the news. Yeah, and that's why I encourage you all, not even if you don't want to broadcast it or anything, but just at least record your screen and your voice, and if you can, yourself while you trade. It was so embarrassing when I first started recording myself. Go back and watch and say, I don't even remember saying that whenever I lost. Market's getting a little jumpy here. Anticipating the news. Dan. Hey, P Trader. Good to see you. Yep, news in 1 minute. Probably a little less than 1 minute now. So we are still in the dark zone. High impact news. Let's see. There's the news release. And it is dropping. And it is flying up. It's all over the place. All right, here we go. Ooh, missed. Well, durable goods, minus 2.1%. Forecast was -1. Consumer spending, that's a big one in regards to this whole inflation thing with the Fed going on. So consumer spending is at 0.1%. Forecast was 0.2. So I know they have been wanting consumer spending to come down. And it looks like it is. So I would not be surprised if the market goes long. That's what the Fed wants. If it ends up going long. Of course, we never know what's going to happen. Fed wants that consumer spending to come down. Although those durable goods missed. So, see what happens. Look at all these clusters on the 30 tick. Cluster all in there. Don't forget, a few minutes after the news, refresh dynamic magnets and flux levels. Always do that. It's at settlement now. I mean, it pretty much shot down and almost recovered right away. This little V back here is what happened. Shot down, went all the way back up. Now it's back down again. John, you'll just just go to your chart that has the flux and dynamic magnets and make sure you clicked on the chart and then just F5. F5 each one, the flux and dynamic magnets. And because those are time-based and not with any order prints or attached to anything, it'll literally be instant refresh. It doesn't mess anything up. But also make sure you are on those charts because I've meant to click on it and I didn't, and I accidentally refreshed my 10 tick or something. And I'm like, oh crap, now I gotta wait. All right, this is pushing back below 11,000. As always, I do not take the first LRE after news. So no matter what, that is my rule that I follow. Even if it looks like, trend is staying and whatever. I don't know. I don't do it. Because this is clearly coming down. But if this pulls back up here, I'm not taking it. Because even though it did spike down and shoot it back up, now we're coming back down again. After this settles, the market still could very well work its way back up, like it does in many cases. So I wait to make sure that whether or not that is or is not going to happen. See, here's a pullback now, LRE right there. May work, may not. I don't know. I'm not taking it. This case, it would have. Right here at about, perfect off that ZOI. 18, yeah, would have grabbed 10 points on that. But, like I said, that's just a rule I stick by, no matter what. As you can see, it's pushing up. Would have grabbed that LRE on this one, but I found those to be not great for me. About 5 minutes, so I'm going to refresh mine now. Look at this little level it put down here. That's a 30 tick. Looks like a 30 tick mini ZOI with a 10 tick and a mini magnet on it. Got a lot of spread out OP on the 10 tick here. A lot of spread out ZOIs. All right, yep, we are out of the dark zone, and let's see where the market wants to go. Now, what I will do is take an LRE to go up if the market looks like it wants to retrace back to where price was before. Market's still kind of moving pretty fast. So we do have a simplicity long going. See if it'll keep that. See, we have a long right here. Entry was about 2150 or so. So it's not too much into the profit right now. Cluster on the 30 tick. See if it goes. I'd expect for this to come back up to around this 54 area, potentially. That's settlement. So, but we do have some walls before that. So may chop around or be a little ugly getting up there, but let's see. Oh, yeah, Dan. I caught a nice trade after the open. It was well over 100 ticks. There we go. Blasting right up, back up to settlement. Oh. And there we go. Markets recovered back to almost to where it was. Pretty close. Not one single pullback. It's a great simplicity long to be in, though. Man, what did I say that entry was? About 2150? Oh, yeah. Almost up about 90 points right now. If you'd have been in the simplicity long. 90 points. Yep, sure is. The new high is 11,113.75. That just ran up 100 points. Shot down and ran back up 100 points real quick. Yeah, come right back to settlement. These news, after the news, I mean, it's just so predictable that so oftentimes when it comes down, and that's why I don't take the first LRE, because it always, for the most part, wants to come back up to where the price was trading at. In this case, like I said, this LRE would have won, but not always. It'll just do this here, which those are great simplicities to jump into. And I've done many of those, but since I'm taking the low risk entries only, was waiting for one. Because what I would have done is if I had a pullback LRE somewhere in that, I would have trailed that sucker all the way up. I didn't take this LRE. This is pretty close to an LRE here. It was, let's see. It's borderline pulled back enough, but I'm still kind of just waiting. Market's still a little zippy for me, so I'm just kind of still waiting to see if it'll settle down a little bit before I hop into something. With my 15 tick stop, I don't want it to just blow right through, especially on a Friday before Christmas. We won't be back until Tuesday. Yep, this is what I meant. I want to be surprised if the market ran long. Fed wants consumer spending down. Man, did you see how it popped just now? See, that's why I'm still sitting on the sideline. Because price was like just right here where these clusters are, and just shot up to here in a split second. And those OP bars were basically zeros and ones. I'm looking on my OP chart. They were basically looking like this. Still a lot of zeros, ones, very low. So that's telling me this is going to be a little zippy. Yeah, it's a nice ODD on the 30 tick. So that could be our signal that we may have reached the top for now. I mean, this technically is a Lorex right here on the 30 tick. It's got trapped X box, trapped orders, absorption X, cluster, OPR. I mean, this is literally a perfect Lorex on the 30 tick, and look at it shoot down. Dang. We do have divergence on the 50 tick. We don't have a mini magnet though on the 30 tick. But the chop here kind of invalidates the JFT. Like if right here we would have got a mini magnet on the 30 tick to come down, then that would have been nice. But then we got the chop here. Now it's pulling down, so with that 30 tick Lorex there, definitely shot it down. But now, let's see what happens. Still in this 50 tick chop box for now. It didn't close. That bar didn't close down. Yeah, that area was the top of my little zone that I was mentioning earlier. Because I had that zone between about 084.50 and then this top here. So, which was back here that happened. So I had that zone right in here, and now it's on the top of that zone, bouncing off. So it could be acting as support now. Because see, even back here recently, it laid another cluster mini magnet on it. Broke it, now a ZOI on it. Now it's kind of chopping around here on the 30 tick. But we'll see if where it's going to go now. If it's going to break short with a breakout bar here after 6 bars of chop and give us a simplicity short under it, or if it's going to be a fake out. So let's see. If this doesn't break short, then I would expect some more kind of choppiness in this area, right in this new zone. From this dynamic magnet up to about this Paul. This Paul mini magnet and deviation. So I kind of prefer this to break short. . There we go. It's trying. See if that. All right, we got the breakout bar on the 50 tick. Now it's running. Breakout bar. May take a short off this dynamic magnet if it pulls up there. I got pretty close, but got these clusters on the 10. Didn't quite get up there. Had HD. Now I kind of want it. Yeah, I want it to go further short now, because right here we could get stuck sideways if this doesn't go. Yeah, all right, come on, keep going down. Go down a little further for us. There's definitely some good simplicity moves, that's for sure. With some really good entries. Like this short underneath this dynamic magnet. Would have loved to hop in that. Back down to settlement. Man, this thing is flying. When it flies from deviation like this, pre-market, it's crazy. See if it wants to come back and test 11,000. I would appreciate it if it did and gave me an entry along the way. Back at settlement. Yeah, I could definitely see it coming down to ice for sure. And look at this. All the way to the left over here. So where we had 5 bars of chop. Right where we're kind of hesitating again. And that's on settlement. Yeah, Hiron, I love 50 tick breakouts. I look for them. Those are what I look for so often. I might be willing to take an LRE up here. No. Now we got a crossover, and it's coming up. Crossed over before we got to where it needs to be, so wait for a reset. Yeah, a little zippy still. But because the timing was bad, I would have taken this as an LRE, but you see it crossed over, and then the next bar pulled up to there, so I'm out on that. Yep, exactly. I hate those would have worked. They happen a lot. I feel like those are the bait. Come on, try it next time. That's what the market's telling me. Not today, market. Oh, those are the worst. Oh, man, those are the worst. That happened to me yesterday, actually, after the open. I got knocked down on one. Because after the open, you do need I usually go to a 20 tick stop. And even then, you got to make sure you get in at the right time. And sure enough, one got me out to the tick and then went and ran for like, I don't know, crazy amount of ticks. I was like, you got to be kidding me. You too, Brandy. Merry Christmas. Have a great weekend. And we'll see you on Tuesday. All right, this could be a bottom. 30 tick here. We do have those double clusters. Pulled back down to it. Left another cluster. Could be a signal to go back long. Simplicity looks like it might want to. So got a bunch of walls and a bunch of crap here in this area. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, I'm a little. Usually when I know that there's a great simplicity, I'll still jump in with the regular simplicity entry, especially here with such a short stop. I would have been in right under this dynamic magnet, and my stop would have been right up here. So it would have been about a 10-point stop. So if I would have lost, that would have been my only trade I could have taken for today. So, but this was such a high probability short under that dynamic magnet with the 50 tick breakout. Sometimes I'm willing to take that risk. Just not today. Typically, I don't like to take risks I don't take every day on Fridays, because then, I got to think about that all weekend long. This time it'll be all the way till Tuesday. So it's like, I want to take an entry that I really like. Are you talking about the simplicity short, Hiron? Let's see, when was that? Right about 8:50. About 8:50. Oh, back here. Oh, yeah. We had that pullback there. Yeah, because this is where I was going to take that LRE right there, but it didn't pull back quite enough. Almost got there. Man, that would have been a nice one if I would have gotten that one. That would have been a one and done for sure. Yeah, doctor, that's the worst. Oh, man. especially when I do something stupid on a Friday. Hanging around settlement now. Yeah, in that scenario, there was a bunch of walls. I mean, that trade would have just went so fast. I would have just been placing my stop anywhere, to be honest, to just lock in profits whenever those happen. They just run, and I'll just behind the nearest wall or anything, I'm just throwing my stop behind it. Those are awesome. That's why I like trailing my LREs. I don't always get, big runs, but I do have the opportunity. Sometimes I'll grab 40, 50 ticks. And every now and then, even if it's every, couple weeks, you get one that just takes off like that, makes it worth it. All right, market. Where are we going? We going down? Got our chop on the 50 tick again. Looking for another breakout. Simplicity's looking like it might want to set something short. If it does, and we get a 50 tick breakout, that could be our run to ice. Right down there. Potentially. It's the minus 2.5 deviation too there, so maybe it'll be nice enough and let me in this time if it does do that. Yeah, for sure, Dan. If it breaks short, it would definitely be a nice simplicity run. And if it did break short, I mean, we have the ice and deviation. We have the 11,000 level right there. So, I mean, there's real reason why this could go short. See if we can get a breakout bar and a simplicity entry. Still not going to hop in the simplicity entry, though. Not on a Friday. I'll wait for that pullback. All right, come on. All right, we need a close of 032.75. There it goes. Breakout bar on the 50. Simplicity short here in a second. Breakout bar. Might get a short if it price moves below 031.25. There we go. There's simplicity short there. Cluster on the 30. So what I would like to happen is this come down, make its way down about halfway there, and pull back to give us a test of this cluster right there with an LRE. And I would hop in that and try to take that down to ice. So let's see if it happens. Okay. Might be getting something to work with here. I prefer to take this LRE. I mean, we have some HD building on the 10 tick, but our IV line is not down there yet. Even if it's up to this wall, I probably will still take it. Cluster on the 30 again. I don't like those double clusters on the 30, but I'm willing to hop in this thing if it pulls back. Okay, we might get it now. If it comes down, price needs to come down a little bit further. I don't want it to get sideways on me here. With these double clusters, there's no reason for it to not come down to ice in that level down there. I don't see any reason. We have this ZOI down here, but all right, now we're trying. Even if it hits it, it may bounce, come back up and test, and then go back down for another hit of the ice. Usually it's not just going to hit it and then make a run all the way back up. Okay. Left a cluster and a SLZ there on the 30 tick. Still going to give this a shot. Off this ZOI on the 30. Knocked me out. Still like this to go short right here, though. Man. But it did leave an SLZ on the 30 tick right here. Cluster SLZ right here on the bottom. So got a little bounce off of it. $32 down. I mean, it came down about 5 points, but I was looking to take this further. Just these clusters on the 30 tick too caused a little bit more of a bounce, a little chopping, oscillating here. So that's all right. Wait for the next one. Yeah, Justin. I mean, it does take some studying just to know what all the order prints are and all these, all the markups. But yeah, I mean, I've been doing it for almost 3 years. My first 2 years was all about my own discipline that I was struggling with, but to learn the system, the system is insanely accurate. So it's just all about us taking the correct trades, following the rules, and then overcoming the discipline and psychology side. Yeah, that SLZ on the bottom definitely is making this come back up. Morning. And really, I didn't even notice that until I was in the trade. Simplicity is long. It might be coming down to this ZOI that I took my short off of. Good morning, Joey. I don't have a lot of confidence, though, if this pulls back here, that it'll continue long right now. So I'm not hopping in this one. So we have these walls and stuff back up here. And the 30 tick might be closing this, which it did. See, it looks like it wanted to go a little further up to test that area first, but let's see if we get another short. Yeah, I'm with you on that, DT. If it does head short, it might not be, might have some hesitation with all those clusters there if it does head down. So be careful. I would be careful going short. And if there is an entry, I would expect some oscillating. So when that happens, I typically won't move to break even as fast as I do sometimes because I do expect it to oscillate some. Yeah, we're just going to have to see on this one. Getting a little sideways here, so let's see if it wants to make another move before the open or not. Dang, another thing. I was just noticing on the trade that I took. If you look here on the 50 tick, we had the breakout, came down, pulled back, and shorted right at the top of this 50 tick bar. So that was actually really good because chances are this could have came down. It's just, man, these two clusters and that SLZ got me. See if we get something here before the open. I don't know. John, it's probably because the lag from the stream to live. Because I just looked at the Elite Room right now, and they're exactly the same. So it's probably just the lag from the stream. All right, let's see if we get a short. All right, Simplicity short here. Let's see if it goes. I have those clusters on the 30 tick still. So I'm saying if it does go down, it might not be a real pretty ride down.